So, are you still witnessing the scene with everyone leaving?
Yes, they changed dimensional frequencies so that we can't see their craft. Their craft, in order to leave this area, they're being allowed safe passage out. And in order to leave this area, they have to go to a much higher vibration. They set their course by setting a vibration back into their territories, and then their ship, once it achieves that vibration, will rematerialize in that territory or near that territory. But it has to leave the area around the Earth. It has to get far enough away from any habitable planets so that when it accesses that vibration, it creates a kind of a black hole when it does that, and that black hole creates a very, very, very severe disturbance. So they can't do that while they're near inhabited areas. They have to change their vibration to a high enough vibration that they can't really be viewed by the Earth devices. And then they go out far enough away from our solar system where they then put in the coordinates, if they think the coordinates basically of the vibration where they're meant to be, and then they collapse into this very, very violent black hole and then re-emerge again in a very violent format. Their ship re-emerges elsewhere in safe space, and then they will go on to the coordinates that they wish to go to.
And who gave them the permission to leave?
They're given permission again by the Divine Collective. There's this collective above, there's the light collective that keeps track of what's going on in the universe. And it allows for both the free will and the control matrix.
And are these beings already leaving, or are they just getting ready to leave?
They have been leaving for a while now.
For how long, would you say?
They've been leaving for several years now.
Can they not all leave at once?
No, there are very, very many of them, and there are many who are still reluctant to leave, and they're still trying to cause trouble. They're still trying to start wars on the Earth, and they're trying to have their wars accepted by the human population, but the human population is not accepting them anymore. If a vast majority of the human population accepts these wars, then it's very difficult for them to be forced out, because the humans are acting of their own free will by accepting these violent wars, and by accepting division, and accepting that wars have to be fought. But more and more human beings are realizing that the wars have not solved anything over the millennia, on millions of years on this planet. And so more and more human beings are rejecting the idea of war, and they're visualizing peaceful scenarios of people getting along with each other and rebuilding the Earth and allowing the Earth to be a natural paradise again, where humans can actually thrive within a natural environment. As more and more human beings are able to conceptualize this and to conceptualize peace, then it becomes increasingly clear that the dominion conquering of the planet has been rejected. And so as that's rejected, then these entities, these craft and these beings are being exported. They're going out via Mars, some of them. They'll go out and pick up more at Mars, and then they're going out to safe space, where they go outside of the plasma filaments that are connecting these various, they're almost like plasma highways. So they have to go outside between these plasma highways and create these implosions so that they can explode again elsewhere, again beyond the plasma highways, these highways that interconnect within the universe.
And while these beings were on Earth, how were they able to create the wars and other...
They thrive on war. They just love the wars. The ones who came here, and they love eating humans and drinking human blood, especially terrified humans, because this gives them an excitement. They thrive on war and on violence and on conquest and seeing people fearful. They love fear. This is what excites them. This is their excitement. And so they, by simply convincing politicians, the people who have the great investments in the monetary systems on the planet, that they become a part of this. They also begin to thrive on war. They love war and they love eating human excitement. And sometimes they're walk-ins from these higher beings, and sometimes it's human beings who then the fear is rekindled in them and they become effective tools for these people. Sometimes they're used, they're trapped in blackmail schemes that they can't get out of, and they become very miserable, and many of them become suicidal. They have to end their lives. They try to end their lives because they know that they're being used for a dark purpose. Many of these people are now evacuating. They're leaving the earth. They're dying. You see very prominent people in the news who are reported as ill or dying or having cancers or diseases or being admitted to hospitals. These people are actually ending these incarnations here because they're finished with them. They're no longer being used.
So can you tell me more about the Antarctica location? Are there other locations on Earth where they are?
That's the principal location. Geneva is another headquarters, but Geneva isn't as powerful. Geneva is an energetic headquarters for them.
What can you tell me more about Geneva? What do you mean?
They're trying to create another portal in Geneva, outside of Geneva. What's a big physics experiment called CERN is a place where they have been trying to create a portal, but that's being blocked energetically. They're not being allowed to create the black hole, basically, that they were trying to create there. There are still entities there, but I think they're being cleared out as well. I can feel that they're being cleared out.
Okay.
And they're having to make their way to the Antarctica port.